22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not afraid to say it.
And are not afraid to say it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You tuned into Black Westchester Presents the People Before Politics radio show, episode 383. This will be part one of our two-part pre-election coverage shows we'll be doing this week and next week, going over several key races in the county, going over endorsements. Damon has released his Blacks in Law Enforcement of America endorsements, and we'll be going over that. And Black Westchester will be revealing some of our endorsements. We'll have some candidates that we're endorsing on the show this week and next week, so you don't want to miss it. And if afterwards, share it with others, and it will be on blackwestchester.com afterwards, of course. Couple of things I wanted to go over. First and foremost, our condolences to the family and friends of Darrell C. Lindsay Sr. of Tarrytown, who passed away last Sunday, October 22nd. His people asked me to announce that the viewing will be Friday, November 3rd at the Coffee Funeral Home in Tarrytown from the hours of 2 to 4 and 7 to 9 p.m. The service will be Saturday, November 4th at St. Teresa Church in Sleepy Hollow at 11 a.m. and a reception to follow at the Riverside Hose Company in Tarrytown. We will be celebrating the life and legacy of Darrell C. Lindsay Sr. of Tarrytown. Anyone who has any information, photos, or just wants to share a memory of Mr. Lindsay, please email us at blackwestchester@gmail.com. Over the next few days, we will be celebrating his life and legacy on blackwestchester.com. Again, our condolences to the family and friends of Darrell C. Lindsay Sr. of Tarrytown. Check out, we did a couple of interviews. We just started doing a couple of interviews this week with some of the candidates. One that I recommend everybody check out is Pound Ridge Town Council candidate Namasha Schelling. If she wins, she will be the first Black person to ever serve on the town board in Pound Ridge. There are some people that don't like that. She is receiving hate. They're putting up lawn signs basically saying a vote for her Let me see if I can load one. Let me see if I can share that real quick. It's one of those things you almost got to see for yourself. But what they're doing in Pound Ridge is uncalled for, racist, and we did a thorough interview, a great, powerful interview with her this week, and you can find it on Black Westchester. I recommend everybody, not just those in the Pound Ridge and Greater Bedford areas, but everybody to watch. We need to address racism no matter where it has, and not look at it as, oh, that's just out there, that doesn't affect me. Racism anywhere affects us everywhere. So we need to address it and call it out. But yes, they've been attacking her. I think during COVID she shared some posts about George Floyd, like everybody else, but they're trying to use these posts now to basically call her out. This is one of the signs that they have everywhere. They're putting up everywhere in Pound Ridge. See if I can get that. Hold on. Those signs are going up everywhere in Pound Ridge. Again, if you missed it, this is one of the signs. They're taking their they're posting these using some posts that she wrote. They're trying to make her seem like she's anti-police, defund the police. She never said any of those things. She addresses every or all of those things in the interview. So if you can check that out. Also, we interviewed Greenburgh Town Clerk Judith Paville, who was running for re-election on the Greenburgh Together party line, despite having signatures thrown out for alleged fraud and the lack of support from the Greenburgh Democratic Committee. We had her on. She answered all the questions. She addressed all the rumors and everything. Definitely, if you're in the Greenburgh area, I recommend everybody watch that interview before they place their vote. We will have her opponent, Lisa Marie Nero, who was out of town this weekend. We will be interviewing her as well. So we give equal time, but definitely check out those two interviews on blackwestchester.com. We also will be attempting to interview Yonkers District 1 Council candidates, Deanna Norman and Shatika Williams. Deanna won the primary by narrow margin, and Shatika is continuing to go to the general election and challenge on the Workers' Families Party. So party line. So I will be trying to get those interviews in this week. Make sure you stay tuned to Black Westchester for all of that. There's a couple of other things. Yes, so let me address this. So we posted Minister Farrakhan filed a lawsuit. Let me pull that up. Hold on. Filed a lawsuit against the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL, and the Simon Wiesenthal Center, SWC, for misuse of the word anti-Semite. We posted the announcement that he filed the lawsuit. Some of our regular viewers, I think, might have been a little turned off that we shared this. Yesterday, he had a press conference where he sets the record straight, and today we posted the video of his press conference. Now, I want to say this. There will be some, I'm asking everybody before you make a decision, watch the video. There will be some of our supporters who, and listeners and readers who will still not feel Minister Farrakhan, and that's cool. But what I've seen too much of is hearing about something, being told about something, and making a decision and not hearing what the person had to say. So I posted the video. I'm sure some people will not be able to will not appreciate the posting of the video. But with every group of people, and I've spoke recently at a couple of events, one in Greenberg, we all want to be heard. We all want to share our views, and we want everyone to listen to what we have to say and be empathetic and feel our pain or understand our plight. But what we don't do enough of, and this is across the board, is we come to the table wanting to be heard. We do not come to the table um, ready to hear what others have to say. So you still might not feel Minister Farrakhan, but at least listen to the video, watch the video, and judge for yourself. And if you still feel a certain way, you still feel a certain way, but at least you're more informed and you're not going by what someone else told you. We have too much of that. Someone will post something on social media and everybody will run with it. Sometimes you have misrepresentation in the press and everybody runs with it. But, check it out for yourself. So we posted it. It's there for everyone who wants to watch it and then make your decision yourself. Lastly, a couple of promotions. The NAACP, the Mount Vernon NAACP branch, is having its membership gala this Thursday, November 2nd, at the Green Tree Country Club in New Rochelle. Anybody interested in still getting tickets? There are plenty of tickets to get. Hit me, DM me, and I will send you the link. You can find it on my Facebook page, and there should be a Facebook page for the gala itself. But if you can't find it, let me know. You know how to reach me. Hit me on social media, hit me, DM me, or just email me or text me, and I will make sure you get the link. There are still tickets. Make sure you come out and support. This is the first gala that I know of that the Mount Vernon branch is doing. They've had luncheons before. The Mount Vernon NAACP has been silent in previous years and is trying to live up to the legacy of the organization and be more vocal and more present. So if you can, go out and support the Mount Vernon NAACP membership gala. And lastly, self-promotion, of course. I gotta go. Many of you know I have a book coming out. Black Westchester. Not Black West. Sorry. It's called "We Got Our Own Thing." It's a look at hip hop from the 914, celebrating the 50 years of hip hop. The purpose of the book is in all the celebrations I see many celebrations, but very few talk about the importance of Westchester, the role Westchester has played in hip hop. So I did a book documenting that. It's coming out Black Friday. Pre-sales are available now. You can pre-order your autographed copy. You'll get it somewhere right after Black Friday, the first week of December. If you're interested, hit me. There is a Facebook page. We got our own thing. A look at hip hop from the 914, or just type in 914 hip hop in Facebook and it will come up. Support the book. Put a lot of work into it. You will definitely not be disappointed, and you probably will learn a lot about some of the people that were important in the hip hop scene in Westchester that you did not know about. That does my announcements. Without further ado, allow me to introduce my brother from another, the publisher of Black Westchester, the other host of People Before Politics radio show, Damon K. Jones. And yes, it's not an illusion. We're both on the screen at the same time.
What up? What's happening? What's going on, man?
Yeah.
What's the deal?
So today is part one of our two-part shows on the election. I went and talked about the videos I just did with Namasha and Judith and told people to check those out. We have some of the candidates coming on tonight. Damon just released a list of endorsements for Blacks in law enforcement of America. I don't know if you want to talk about some of the people that Blacks in law enforcement are endorsing and why.
Well, I mean, we're endorsing a lot of the Democrats, but one thing is clear, that what we didn't do, right? We didn't put party affiliation, because we endorsed these people on what we felt their commitment was to freedom, justice, and equality, police oversight, dealing with legislation and policies that adversely affect the Black community. So we generally didn't put a party affiliation on the we endorsed the person.
So you're saying you're not telling people to go row A all the way? You're not doing that?
No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing it. And you know, within that, like, you know, we have discussed and I put it out there that we supported County Legislator James Nolan, who is a Republican. And why did we support that? Because he was outspoken. He was unwavering in his pushback on the proposed Westchester County menthol ban. And not only that, he was supported by the Teamsters. He was supported by the store association, the Bodega Association, you know, and he stood up for these people, and it was a lot of jobs to be lost, you know, and he stood up. And, you know, I mean, Tyree Woodson did too. Tyree, I'm not taking anything from Tyree, but the question is, when people say, well, why would you, this guy's a Republican, why would you? Because he stood up for Black people. He stood up for legislation that wasn't a good piece of legislation. You know, and we also supported one of the sponsors of the legislation. You know, I mean, that's not saying, you know, but we, you know, we could disagree, and good people do make bad legislation. You know, it happens. Right. If you want to deal with politics, anybody that's watching, good people sometimes make bad legislation, and it's our job to hold them accountable when they do make bad legislation, from a law enforcement perspective, from a Black law enforcement perspective, from a community perspective. We have to fill that gap and speak out against that. So, but you know, everybody that is on the list, you go to blackwestchester.com and you can see the list. They have our support, and we're asking, you know, people that support our organization, support what we do, to go out there and circle the dot, you know, by their name. So we're not doing vote A all the way, and if you see me, vote B, or whatever whatever sayings that they have, you know, in the political rhetoric. We're not saying that. We're saying these people that are on the list are people that our organization see this have character and integrity, and we move forward from there. And we are, you know, and we endorse, you know, Mayor Mike Spano. He's the only mayor on the list. So it is what it is, man. Like, we have to just keep continuing to show our support, and when you do support, hold those that you do support accountable.
Absolutely. And I just want to piggyback. Black Westchester also feels the same way. You know, voting for someone because of their party affiliation is why we're in some of the situations we are in now. Voting for someone, you know, a lot of people voted for Barack Obama because he was Black, and that was the only reason. They didn't know anything about him. And I'm not saying he was bad. I'm not saying that was a bad thing. I'm just saying a lot of people have voted for several female candidates around the county because they were a female and could be the first Black female. That doesn't necessarily mean necessarily. A lot of people have voted for a Black candidate because they were Black. Those things don't make you a good candidate. Being a Democrat doesn't make you a good candidate. It was no secret that in the first Scarpino election, Damon and I supported the Republican for District Attorney Bruce Bendich. When we did the interviews, okay, got you in a minute. When we did the interviews, he answered all the questions for criminal justice and answered all the questions as far as governmental corruption and police brutality and all of that. Scarpino ran from us, so we came out for him. Now he lost, and Scarpino won. But I'm just saying, just to show you, I believe that Bruce would have been a better candidate, a better district attorney than Scarpino, who flamed out and didn't do anything for us, as we said would be the case. He was in. He never did anything to prosecute any police corruption throughout the county, not just Mount Vernon, Eastchester, Bronxville. We gave him a list of stuff. I covered all the stories. We gave him a list of stuff. We sent stuff to his office. Other people sent stuff to his office. He did nothing. Governmental corruption, he did nothing. So sometimes voting for someone just because
Scarpino was a waste of skin, right? He was a waste. He was a waste of skin. He was a waste of skin. He was a waste of space, right, for the DA's office. I mean, God willing, I hope to have Mimi on so we could give her our flowers.
Just say that, yes.
Even though there's certain things that she did not succeed in, but she tried, and if anybody understands leadership and anybody understands how to grow in who you are, there's going to be failures. So she did try, right? She did give an effort. She did reopen cases that she didn't have to reopen.
Re-examine, yes.
Re-examine cases that she didn't have to
re-examine. She got rid of the low level marijuana convictions.
Well, but my cousin's still going to trial for one.
Right.
That's a whole different animal. That's on the judge. Right.
No, that one was But I'm saying she overturned many of them, and those that were still to be prosecuted, she threw those out.
Right. She's the only DA in my 33 years in law enforcement that actually took a police officer to court to press charges. Janet DeFiore didn't. Janine Pirro didn't. And I don't even remember before Janine Pirro who was the district. I think it was a guy. I can't remember his name though. But before them two, and we know Scarpino walked around with a blindfold on. He didn't see anything, he didn't hear anything, and he didn't know anything. He was just completely horrible. He was horrible. Like, we would bring audio to his office and he would find no reason.
40 hours of tape.
It was amazing.
Listen, names,
exactly.
He said, there's nothing here. There's nothing here.
When Clyde Isley, who was a former Mount Vernon police commissioner and former deputy commissioner of the Westchester County Department of Corrections, when he said that he went up there with evidence, and he still didn't do anything, I was like, damn. I was like, God damn, this guy just doesn't want to do anything. I wish Mimi the best. And I tell everybody, like, I read her letter, and me and Kenny, full disclosure, man, me and Kenny met with her, Kenny Chamberlain Jr. We met with her when she was deciding to run at city limits in White Plains. it was just a rumor that she was going to run. So we met with her, and she had a great idea. The Westchester District Attorney's Office is not going to be political. That was a great theory.
And
right?
she said, which I haven't heard, not necessarily she's first, but the first one I've heard, she will not be accepting any donations from any PBAs,
from police union, right?
Because she might have to prosecute one of the
Absolutely.
and
She did all the right things.
And from any sitting elected officials, because she might have to prosecute one of them.
She did all the right things. She did all the right things that she was supposed to do. The only wrong thing is that she thought that the DA's office wasn't political.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, the DA's office is the strongest political position in Westchester County because I know from my own personal experience, if you piss the DA off, you get investigated, right? They just announce an investigation against you and they fuck up your whole life for about 6 or 8 months, right? And they tell people they're investigating you and they try to destroy your credibility. So I think
in your case, they never closed it. They never closed the investigation. Every time an election came up, if someone mentioned Damon might run, they start going back investigating again.
They start knocking on people's doors. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And as I say, man, the Democratic Party did all that to keep me out, and Jabal Bowman slugged through the back door talking about Black Power and Black Agenda. So
they were so worried about you.
Because I was the Black Power and Black Agenda person before Jamal,
right?
And they did everything that they could do to keep me off of election ballot, to keep me from getting into one of those seats. Everything happens for a reason, and Jamal's in there, and we got to see what's going on because we gotta probably have to keep that brother in there. We just got to see how that works out, right? How that works out. But, I think, I take my hats off to Mimi and I hope she could come on the show.
Yes, we're supposed to be locking that down. We're in negotiation to find a good date. And once we get the date, we'll, of course, blast it out so everybody can see it. We'll give her flowers and everything for what she did accomplish. Now, our one thing Damon and I say that, and from the local side all the way up to the national side, some of our elected officials think that these positions are a retirement home. Congress looks like a retirement home. You literally got to die to get out of Congress. Some of our elected officials have run too many times, and we need young people who are active to step up. And a lot of times when they do step up, they are not allowed. They're either told to wait and let another person run, wait, or just knocked out the ballot. We have 2 young brothers from New Rochelle who Blacks in Law Enforcement have endorsed, and Black Westchester is announcing our endorsements for, who are boots on the ground. Our first brother, Kwamain Dixon, he first hit my radar officially after the death of Kamal Flowers. He was out in them streets trying to organize things, trying to hold back the tension of everybody. Kamal Flowers died right after George Floyd. Matter of fact, New Rochelle had 1,000 people in the street protesting for George Floyd the day or two before Kamal got killed. And things could have been volatile, but he used his position and his relationship to kind of keep things calm and fight the right way. And he's been very active. And the second killing since George Floyd, Jarrell Garris, and this is a brother that I strongly support, and we want to welcome him to the show, Kwamain Dixon. What's going on, my brother?
Hello,
hey, brother? How you doing, man?
Good. How's everybody doing?
I'm
I want to
good,
say thank
man.
you for the endorsements, man. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, my brother. You know, we for change, man. We for shaking things up. You
Yes,
know,
definitely.
and we got to get people in there that's for the people. You know,
Now, he lost the Democratic primary to David Peters, a brother who's been out there, but you know, we sometimes we go with them same people over and over and over again. We need some new blood, some new young brothers with some new ideas that are doing the right thing. You know, as sometimes you get older, you get more jaded. You know what I'm saying? You whatever. You know, you have too many relationships with people. There's some stuff you won't do, some stuff you won't speak on, and that's why I'm supporting you running on the Working Family Party. Was it the Working Family Party?
Yes, working families.
Working on the Working Family Party going into the general election.
Yes.
So tell everybody a little bit. I mean, I gave you an intro. Just give everybody a little bit about who you are. Who is Kwamain Dixon?
Kwamain Dixon. I'm a lifelong New Rochelle resident. I've been living here 48 years, specifically in District 3, the district that I'm running for. Graduated through the New Rochelle School District. I have 3 children, 3 grandchildren. I'm running basically to bring the voice back to the people, the power back to the people. I want to let the people's voices be heard. Far too long, politicians get in the office. Well, they come around when it's time to sign the petitions and all that. And then once they get in the office, you don't hear from them no more. So I basically want to change that. I want the people to be involved. I want to unite my district so we can get things done. Far too long, we've been suffering and left behind with planning and other things of that nature. So I feel if we all come together, the whole District 3, we come together as one, sit down at the table and discuss what it is that we really truly trying to seek and get, I think it's obtainable. One of the things I want to do is I want to form a District 3 advisory committee, which is made up of just that, District 3 residents, taxpayers. We sit down once a month, go over the issues and the solutions. Now, when I go to City Hall, I have a list made up truly by the people, not me, not no party. So these are some of the things I'd like to achieve.
Well, you know, District 3 is very close to my heart. My brother, my stepmother, my father lived in 33. I went to St. Catherine. I got family in churches in Shiloh and Bethesda. I've been to 95. I spent more time than I should at the boys club and the park. I often tell people I graduated from UCLA, the University of
University
on
Corner,
Lincoln
Lincoln
Avenue. Yeah, so I spent a lot of time out there. But that district, you know, going back before my time from the whole level in Lincoln when they got rid of the school, which is now Lincoln Park, and
Yes.
bused everybody over to the other area when we had our own school, and even in the development, it's just like District 3 sometimes gets ignored. District 3 kind of is like the stepchild, like kind of sort of like gets that stepchild kind of treatment sometimes. And so I definitely want to be involved in everything that goes on in that district. You know, I supported Jared, and then you know we endorsed Yadira when she went to take his place when he became judge, and I'm definitely putting my support behind you.
No, I definitely appreciate that. You know, like I said, I'm just a community activist trying to just get to the seat and be an activist from the seat. I'm not seeking to be a politician. I want to continue to do the things that I've been doing, but just from the office instead of going to them and telling them what needs to be done. It's better for me to be in the seat and get it done.
That's right.
That's my mindset.
That's right. That's right.
And we need more activists in our community in the room where it happens. We definitely, absolutely. I said that you know you were active in those 2 situations when Black people got killed by police, but you've been boots on the ground every day, all day. Like you're not when just something happens, not when there's just a photo op for the many things that people don't never know about that they don't get to see. I know because you know I got boots on the ground, I got ears to the street. You are that dude, like you know what I'm saying. So
yes,
you know you're there. The people know you, they see you, and hopefully they will elect you to represent them.
Yes, well, I hope my body of work, my body of activism speaks for itself. You know, I was part of the police review board, which now they ride around with the body cameras. They added the mental health aspect. IA is now taken out of the police department and put in City Hall, which is in a separate own place. We made it easier to be able to go online to make a formal police report, a police complaint. You don't have to go and engage with their co-workers to make the report. I'm on the African American Advisory Committee. We've been working hard. There's a new development on 11 Garden Street, which we secured some space for community space. So we'll have an area for community space. Heritage homes, used to be Hartley houses. I'm born and raised there, and I'm now living in heritage homes. During the redevelopment,
everybody else, that's the Jets, that's the projects for everybody that don't know. That used to be the projects. Yeah.
That's right. So during redevelopment, they just so happened to manage to leave one 6-story building left abandoned for about 3 years. I guess because it wasn't going to be used to make them no money. It wasn't important. So one of the things I did, I galvanized the community. We went to City Hall and had them put pressure on the development. The building got taken down, got replaced with a brand new park and playground. And we had it named after a little man, a young kid that passed away from a sickness in the neighborhood. So now it's called the Ryan Singfield Park and Playground. So these are some of the things that that my activism has been about. Always about the people, not about me, about the people, and about us really coming together and getting what's long overdue, basically. The power's in numbers. I want to bring the numbers together so we can make our power work for us.
Hats off, brother, to you and the city of New Rochelle, because in my time in Mount Vernon, we had pushed also to remove internal affairs out of the police building and into City Hall, and the fact that the police complaints will come out of the clerk's office. And hats off to you, brother, because that's one of the main reasons police don't make complaints, because they have to go into the police department, and they will be intimidated at the front desk when they ask for a police complaint. Then next thing you know, the desk officers, what's your name? Who you want to complain? Which they're not even supposed to do that. So we had pushed for Mount Vernon to do that also. So hats off to you for accomplishing that and working with the city to do that. So that's a great move, brother. When you said that, I was like, wow, man, that's good. That's good.
Thank you. Yes.
I'm working with I'm the vice president of the Mount Vernon branch of the NAACP, and we met with the mayor and the police commissioner, and we were bringing up, the need for a CCRB and all of this, and they pulled out the documents showing, we don't get that many complaints against officers, and most of the complaints that we get are not officer related. They're just complaints about other things. And I was like, yeah, because more people will call me than call you about a complaint.
Exactly.
They're gonna come to Black Westchester because they don't want to walk in the building where they've been violated by the police. They're not trying to go into a police station. Right. And they looked at me like I was crazy, like I didn't know what I was talking about.
But I'm amazed. And
I'm sorry, I also left out that part too. Part of the police review board, we recommended that, and it's currently being reviewed now and in the process of being implemented, the CCRB.
No, that's great. I mean, but I'm excuse me. I'm glad that you're doing what you're doing, because you're showing other cities run by Democrats, right, that it can be done. They just have to want to do it. And I'm amazed in 15 years in dealing with the Mount Vernon city government. And it's just not one mayor. It's I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. It's like some retardation that Black people that look like us, that turn on the news every day, see the abuse of Black people by law enforcement. And then you get in power and you make excuses for accountability and transparency. This is amazing. See, this is politics talk here, and some politicians that are gonna come on this show. I'm back. I'm retired. I ain't got nothing to do but come on online and talk my talk. But some people are gonna be embarrassed when they come on, when they don't, and not you, brother, because you're doing what you're supposed to do. And kudos to you. But when these other ones come on and they don't have a CCRB in place and they look like us, they got to really explain why.
Right.
They got to really explain why. You open up the news, you see a cop this and this, that, and the young boy beat here and beat there, and you don't have any mechanisms in place that the community, the taxpayers, can come and get some transparency. You're failing.
Right.
You're failing. Even if you're not running against nobody, even if we endorsed you, at the end of the day, you're failing. And we hope the next time you get elected that you'll do it. So kudos to you. Keep doing what you're doing, right? And we're going to make sure that people know what you're doing, because it can be done. Whether it's Greenberg, New Rochelle, Yonkers, White Plains, Peekskill, it can be done in all the communities that people of color are in. This brother's doing it, so let's not make excuses, man.
And I'm gonna tell you, there's some people that in my inner circle that support your opponent because of work he's done. But while he has done stuff, we need someone who's doing stuff now. We need what you're doing. We need that. We need that. You know what I'm saying? So that was the tipping. That was the thing from full support. Like, I know you, but my support, I know him too. My support of you over him, because you know what I'm saying? And we need that young energy and that young blood. We definitely need that. I mean, you know, I've covered stories about New Rochelle the 9 years we've been doing this. Cops pulling out guns on kids fighting, having a snowball fight.
No, snowball fight.
Yeah, I'm like, yo,
that's crazy.
Cops putting on Facebook, don't call me when you go through your worst time. Call Sean King and Black Lives Matter. If you're gonna be anti-police, be anti-police all of the time. Like, dude, this dude might not need to be a police officer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we worked on getting that officer suspended. So I've worked, you know, the Rochelle Police Department knows Black Westchester. So, you know, I appreciate what you're doing. And I wanted people to see you and hear you going in. Early voting has started already. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, you know, I wanted to bring some more awareness to you.
Right. And let me say about that, the vote. And there's a notion that you row away all the way, like you said earlier, brother. Like we have to get out of that mindset, right? I've been a registered Democrat all my life. I just so happen to be running on the working families. That don't mean I'm not democratic. You know, some people I'm loyal to. Like, listen, vote who you feel is best fit to meet your values and your needs. You know,
That's
so
right.
let's not just always think, oh, it got to be row way all the way. You know, look down. I'm on row D, so look down on row D and choose me.
and to your predecessors, and no disrespect, but they were not activists. I had a lot of love for Jared. Jared was not an activist. Yadira was not an activist. She's out there sometimes, you know, but she's not. They're not doing what you're talking about doing, what you have been doing, and we need people, especially in District 3 specifically. You know, a district I know very well. We need somebody representing us like yourself.
See, look, one of the other things we did, we formed 2 brand new PTSAs for the Lincoln Ave the Lincoln Ave area. It's called the Lincoln Attendance Zone PTSA, and the other one's called the Huguenot Academy PTSA. And the Huguenot Academy PTSA was formed after the tobacco with the school board and everybody, when they tried to move it from one location to another location. It fell through. That, you know, them kids were stuck for 3 years without a permanent building. So, you know, that was one of the reasons we formed those 2 PTSAs, basically to represent the children within the Lincoln Attendance Zone that would have been represented if that school that you mentioned earlier was still in place.
Right. A lot of people didn't know about that until the documentary came out. I actually didn't know about it, and I got relatives, the Robinsons, the Phyllis Hollis Cole, like they were members. They went to that school and they got busted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so I got relatives that got busted and they were telling me about it. I was like, wow, that really happened? Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, so they educated me. But yeah, we need more brothers like you. And again, and the other interview we're doing later, I feel strongly about that brother in District 1. I just have more of a.
You talking about Shane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shane running in District 4.
Oh, 4. I said 1 all the time.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, District 4.
That's my boy Shane.
Yeah. He's
we looking to shake it up, man. If we get in, man.
And the two of you putting both of y'all in, that's gonna change. Oh, and I wanted to say something else, Damon. What makes it even more impressive, unlike Mount Vernon, which is predominantly Democratic, where you really can't run a Republican candidate, y'all got Republican elected officials. You know what I'm saying? It's not like 100. It's not like almost all Black and it's not almost all Democrat. There's Republicans. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have Republican elected officials. So it should be harder for you to do the things you're doing than it should be to do it in like a city like Mount Vernon.
Right.
It should be easier in a Black city like Mount Vernon. So, and New Rochelle I worked with Andre Wallace when Jared Rice was a council person.
I worked on both his campaigns.
Andre Wallace brought to the mayor then the My Brother's Keeper initiative, and the mayor wouldn't go for it. So we didn't get it done in Mount Vernon. Jared asked us to come to New Rochelle, and Andre Wallace and I came to New Rochelle and were very instrumental in helping that get off the ground. The whole planning, the whole meeting, we was in all the early meetings and stuff. New Rochelle was the first to accept the My Brother's Keeper. You would think that the Black city of Mount Vernon should have been the first one, but New Rochelle was setting the bar in. I mean, even on that,
because it's in the water, man. It's in the fucking water. It's in the water, bro. Like, I don't know what's going on. Man. I try to stay out the city. I try not to. It's in the water. I don't know what's going on, man. It's in the water, bro. It's in the water, man. Keep doing what y'all doing in New Rochelle. Show Black people in Mount Vernon what Black people should be doing when they get in office. Because we gotta have examples, right? We gotta have examples to point at, right? And say, yo, why y'all ain't doing that? Because then they don't have any excuses, right? Right now, Black folks make a whole bunch of excuses in Westchester County. Why we are not empowered. We are not empowered. There's no way we are empowered. Let's be honest. There's no way we are empowered as a people. And we have no political power. We continue to be used. So let's, I hope you and the brother get in, and I hope y'all shake it up, and I hope we could raise money for y'all and keep y'all in office, man, and so y'all can change the community, and then people can see what young Black men can do if you just give them a chance and stop working against them, because we're too worried about what these white folks tell us how our politics should be in our communities.
Right.
I'm sorry, man.
Listen,
I'm a little passionate about it.
Hey, listen, passion is great. Listen, me and one of my friends was talking the other day. I was telling them how I went to that event we was at, the Black Women Political Caucus.
Yes.
So I was telling them how it felt good to see a bunch of strong Black women come together, delegating and politicking on the behalf of Black people and what our needs is. I said we need to form a male version of that. To your point, we do have
an organization that's called the African American Men of Westchester. Hint, we need to step up. Step up.
Send me that information.
We're gonna send it so you can join. But here's the deal, right? He's laughing. Here's the deal, right? I told and what we also tried to do, me and AJ, and we tried to play the back, because sometimes you just can't put too much on your plate. We also tried to do the Westchester Black. What was it? The Westchester Black Political Caucus. The Westchester Black Political Caucus. We made a website. We made the bullet points for everything we wanted to address.
We had a convention and everything.
I'm gonna have AJ send you the form. We had a wonderful form. We had Dr. Lenora Fulani as the keynote speaker, right? There was number of white people in there, man. We couldn't. The Black politicians they ain't show up.
So the Democrats at the time were telling members not to come because they thought we were going to try to overthrow them. They thought we was going to try to be to them what the Tea Party was to the Republicans. And
Oh my gosh.
what it was is supposed to be a black pack. And we were trying to align all the young black, especially the young black. At the time you had Richard Thomas in the beginning in Mount Vernon, you had Jared in Rochelle, and you had Chris Johnson and Yonkers. And we was trying to do something like, even with that, the young black, you know what I'm saying? Council people and build on that. And also one of the biggest problems is we don't support our candidates. We support them with our words and not our wallets. You know what I'm saying? Every other group of people has a pack that, you identify that camp, and we collectively put our money behind you so that you can be more competitive. And this is all the stuff we were trying to do. And let me tell you, at the convention, the first person that came up and said, so how much is a membership I want to join, he was then a Republican, white county legislator David Tubiola. He's Democrat now. But I mean, he was the one that was like, yo, he pulled out his wallet. Yo, what's the membership? Let me, you know what I'm saying? Yo.
Let me tell you something. When the Black Democrats, and I'm going on record to say it, and I'm saying this right now, and I'm going to cut it and post it all over social media. when the Black Democrats basically boycotted the Westchester Black Political Caucus, they killed their independence, because the goal for the West, it wasn't to take over Black Democrats, it was to help raise money so they will be independent of white money, of corporation money, of the developer money. So they will be independent of that type of money to run elections, so they don't have to bow down. Because right now, I don't care what we say in politics, right? Junebug and Ray Ray on the block don't have the money to donate to our Black politicians to run these elections. And Jesus said, whoever pays the piper calls the tune. And anybody can go to any elected official, Black elected official, and go up on the website on the New York State Board of Election, and you ain't going to see your grandmother donating to these politicians. You're going to see people with money. People, I know who they are. I know who they are. But the whole thing was raising money for Black elected officials to be independent, because we are still not independent. I don't care what any elected officials say. And if you're not independent of this political structure, you don't have Black power. You're just a pawn. You're just a pawn. And y'all could be upset with me or not, but that's what it is. And the fact that they boycotted that and told people what AJ said, that BS lie that we was trying to be to the Tea Party, to the Tea Party of Black politics. That's some crazy nonsense.
It was more of a supportive role, if anything else, but they felt threatened. They felt threatened when we started the show too. They used to tell their candidates not to come.
We was boycotted by the Democratic Party. We was boycotted by the Republican Party. Republicans came on and said, "Wow, man, this show is so fun."
Yeah. This has been one of the best shows I've ever been on. I don't know why they told me not to come. We had so many people say, "I don't know why they told me not to come."
Oh man. That's 100% spot on, man. That once you get the corporation monies, you beholden to them. You know that's why my campaigns, people over politics. All my money came from people. Nobody else. I always said I want to be held liable to the people, not no party, entity or anything like that.
That's right.
You know, this way I can operate freely how the people want me to operate. You know, so definitely.
So any last words? How people want to reach you? Want to be part of your campaign? Website, social media, all that stuff.
They can go to DixonForDistrict3.com. That's my campaign website. They could sign up, go there, sign up to volunteer, donate.
All right.
Okay.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Man, bro, I wish you the best. We got you. You'll get a formal thing. You'll see a formal thing on the website about endorsing you in the whole nine, so you can share it on your social media. But yo, brother, continue doing what you're doing. And you know, the important thing, did we lose it? Oh, the important thing I be telling people too, you know, sometimes people be like, yo, they might not be able to win. But if they don't win, what if they don't win? Sometimes sometimes you just gotta hold the establishment accountable. And even sometimes you can't beat them, but you need to make them earn it. Because there's too many of them just getting in just because they getting in, they not earning it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. No, definitely. And look, man, my campaign team, we 7 strong. 7 strong. First time ever running for public office, and we lost the primary by 2%, 22 votes. So you know that says a lot right there.
Right. Absolutely. Well, you have our support. Any last words for the brother Damon?
Nah, brother, man, you got our support. Good luck. I wish you and the other brother's coming on today too, right?
Yeah. He should be coming on soon.
Yeah, I wish you and the other brother a world of luck, man. Get those 2 seats, man, and work from there. And y'all work together, man. You know, make sure y'all work together. Make sure whatever you leave it at the door, man. Like, we know how black people get, but we got to have a brotherhood. And y'all 2 brothers have to have a brotherhood and work on an agenda together and move New Rochelle, man. So we could point at y'all brothers, man, and say, look what they're doing over there. Why not? And we're going to do it. You ain't got to do it. Just do the work. I just want you to do the work. So we can say, yo, man, what are y'all doing? Look at these brothers over here, man. I can't wait to do it, brother. I said, look at these brothers over here, man. They building their community. They got CCRPs. They got accountability. They got this. They got that. What are y'all doing over here, man?
Yo, I want to shout out. I'm sorry to change the subject. I want to shout out Kenya and Kamara Atterbury.
Oh, yes.
Born on my birthday. My sisters got the same birthday, so I want to shout them out.
Yes, Kamar's the secretary.
Oh, okay.
Oh, great. That's what's up.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You got good people around you, my brother. And anything you need, you know what I'm saying, holla at us. And I want to say to everybody again, we all said we want change, but then we vote for the same stuff. We all say we want our community to do this and we want change in our community, but then we vote for the same elected officials. And when somebody comes up like this brother here, who stands for change, who has a body of work that is the very definition of change, we don't support him or her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping all of the people that in District 3 that say you want change, yo, y'all know this brother because he's boots on the ground. He's out there. Support this brother and get him in. You know what I'm saying? So hey, come on, so Kamara just typed in, hey, come on. It's my people. I'm telling you that Lincoln Corridor. That's my family. That's my.
Definitely.
I got roots over there. I got roots on Lincoln Avenue. So I know District 3. I know District 3 really well. Well, I'm happy for the new boys club too. I'm really happy.
Yes.
That the Remington Boy Club was kind of falling apart a little bit.
Can't wait for it to open. New court too.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, so everybody go out and vote. Support. Early voting started yesterday. Go out and vote. It's not enough that you vote. Check on your neighbors and see if they voted. Check on your elders and see if they have a ride or need a ride to the election. You know what I'm saying? We got to get everybody out because, I mean, it's proven when we come out in numbers, we win. So, you know what I'm saying? Right. We need, and he just told you how every vote counts. You lost by how many?
22.
Every vote counts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude.
Literally.
Every vote counts. Like, literally. We had a race here. What was it, Damon? Like five seats, five votes or something?
Yeah, it was horrible.
Like 3 or 5 votes.
It's very disgusting, man.
3 votes or something like that. You know what I mean? So
it's disgusting. 3 votes.
Yeah, so
we got to bring back the belief to the people that their vote counts by our actions when they give
you know
us
what,
the
brother?
vote.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Part of it is having the belief in the people, because more people are not voting than voting, which is crazy.
Right.
And I'm gonna be real. Sometimes, and I've been in them situations where it's like, y'all don't like the candidates. None of them do anything for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes there's not an exciting candidate like yourself that give the people a reason to vote. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah.
Nah,
Thank you, my brother. I
brothers.
appreciate you, man.
Nah,
And
I
good luck.
appreciate y'all.
And we'll be rooting
Definitely.
for you.
All right. Don't forget y'all. Row D.
Absolutely.
No doubt. I'm gonna call Roland and let him know I had you on. Let
All right, yeah.
All right, man. All right, yo.
All right.
Peace.
Have a good one.
No doubt. So that's
So,
the first one. Go ahead.
So all the ladies that's watching and all the fellas, I'm going to start doing a show on YouTube where I'm going to talk about, I'm going to actually talk about colognes and perfumes, because I think one of the greatest things we could do for ourselves and the people that surround us is to smell good.
Oh, absolutely.
Is to actually smell good. And today, while brothers getting ready in the green room, I want to bring up this. Yo, I've been, as y'all can see in the background, I've been on this Middle Eastern fragrance journey, which is kind of crazy. And my wife was like, she came home, she's like, what is that smell? I was like, that's me, baby. Like, that's your husband smelling that good, right? So one of the flavors I want to bring in, right, is Ragba, wood intense. Like this scent is just crazy. It's crazy, right? So this is the Ragba, and real quick, it's like oriental woody fragrance for men. The top notes begin with the woody opening of cedar, garlic wood, licorice, and dark caramel. The deep heart notes offered oud, sandalwood, sugar, cashmere wood, and it appears it's like a sweet top note. And let me tell you, and let me tell you, you're gonna fill up the room with this, and you're gonna smell it. You're gonna spray it, and then you'll go downstairs and you come back upstairs. I literally thought my daughter was burning incense. I didn't know it was me. I'm running up and down the stairs, and I'm like, wow. I was like, was she burning incense? Like, what? It leaves like a nice, sweet aroma, you know. And then when my wife came home hours later, she smelt it. So it was still there, and I just went nose blind. So, and come on, y'all, man, it's only $32, man. And it's an 8 hour, it lasts 8 hours on your skin. You can't beat it with $32. I'm gonna have a whole show. It's gonna be called Balling on a Budget, because young brothers and sisters need to understand we don't have to spend $300-400 for colognes anymore. We really don't. Now, I got a few up there. I got some Creeds up there. I got some Bonds. I got all I got all of them up there. But you know what? If you could get something for $40 that could give you a 2-foot scent bubble, that means in your radius, people are gonna smell you around 2 feet from you, and it's gonna last you 6, 7, 8 hours, and it's only $40. You'll be a fool not to get it. You'll be the fool. So I'm gonna have these shows. I'm gonna do it once a week. It's called Balling on the Budget. Damon K. Jones on YouTube, and we're going to discuss all these different colognes up here. And then after I finish that, I'm going to do some research on making sure that we could get, a lot of female perfumes too, that that people would like. It's all about giving information, man, especially for the young brothers. When we want to present, when we want to search for our inner power and get out here and network and go to these conventions and actually learn something and be something in our community, one of the things we have to do, we have to be proper groomed. We have to brush our teeth and go to the dentist, and we have to smell good. That's one of the things we have to do, not only for ourselves, but for the people around us. So that's it, AJ, man. I just wanted to bring that out. And y'all could get, and actually I think you could get the Rock Bar on Amazon. You could get this on Amazon and it get to you in about 3 days. And it's a good cologne for the fall and winter. All woody and leather notes are very good for the fall and winter. So check it out. And let me know what y'all think if y'all get it. And sisters that's watching, you know, Christmas coming around. Get this for your man. You ain't got to break the bank.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of positive feedback from the sisters online.
Yeah, right I'm telling you, you around me, sisters, you be like, Lord have mercy, brother Damon, what do you have on? And you know, and this is just one of them, but I'm going to be talking about it every week on YouTube. And every time the show, we're going to take a little break and I'm going to talk about it on the show. I got a whole bunch of them. And I listen, let me tell you, it's good. And sisters, y'all could, the price is so right. Y'all could get a couple of them. You know, this right here, there's one right here. This is very nice. This is only $19.
While you talking real quick, let me interrupt you.
Yeah,
Shane, I need you to nod your head. I have one more person. Can you wait around for like 10, 15 minutes? I got one more person I want to get in. Is that good? Yes? Okay. I got you. Okay.
All right, well, let's start with the person now, so you don't have to wait too long.
Right. So the next person that I am definitely endorsing is the mayor of Tuckahoe. I never pronounce your first name.
How you guys? Myra. AJ, come on, get it together, AJ.
I was seeing it when you
Damon, talk to him, Damon. Talk to
him. Amira and Dino.
It's Omira or Amira?
Omira.
All right, okay.
Spanish,
I just want to make sure.
I'm gonna give you guys a quick Spanish lesson. In Spanish, the two letters AY pronounce I. Like when you hear I, that's AY. Now you're gonna remember my name.
I got you. I ain't never forget it. Now you got me online. Teach me. I'll be a fool if I say it wrong the next time.
How y'all doing?
All right.
I met this Afro Latina from a friend of the show, Damaris, who introduced. We were doing an event, and she brought me somewhere to meet you, and I like the work that I've been seeing ever since. I went to Tuckahoe. I got to go to the town hall, and David, you got the village hall, and they got this wall, right? And what it was, I don't know if there was 20, 30 mayors before you, but it's like white man, 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 and then her. And her picture is in color. It's like, yo, like now, like she is the first person that's not white man. If she's first female, first person of color, first Afro Latina.
Wow, beautiful.
All of that. And she's doing good.
I like the artificial sound.
we gotta give you applause on that one.
I appreciate that.
And self-promotion. She is also in my book, Black Westchester Celebrates Black Women of Westchester. So you ain't get that, go get that. She is one of those that we highlighted in the book.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks so much for that honor.
So I want to say now, so she has a Republican opponent, a black man, and now a lot of times we do things, we go by what other people tell us. I had the pleasure of talking to this gentleman when I was invited to speak at the Tuckahoe Juneteenth event.
So you did speak to my opponent. Okay, I didn't know that.
He approached me. He came and introduced himself and the whole nine. So And we talked, and there's some things that I agree with her, but there's some stuff that I'm like, yo, in this environment where things are, and I'm not one to be like, we got to only support Democrats and row A all the way, but some of the pro-Trump things that he was saying, I think makes him dangerous. And it makes him more dangerous because he looks like us. So, you know what I'm saying? Not only was I supporting you, but I did give him a good listen, because I was like, okay, that just gives some competition out there.
Yeah.
I could not go with some of the things that he was saying. And
Is that my dude right there? Is that my man?
I do have my
right
running
there?
mates with me. Yeah, that's Darryl Taylor.
What up, man?
Oh, so you do know him?
Yeah, that's my man right
Okay.
there. What up, dude? What's going on,
Sorry,
man?
I have my earpiece in. I'm gonna
Tell
take
him
it
I
out.
said what's up.
You guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so Damon, this is who Adrian was sending me talking about earlier that I was trying to tell you about. The she was petitioning for you to give the blacks and law enforcement
I wasn't sure. I'm getting old in age.
Okay, there you go.
Now you can hear us.
What's up? What's up, my guy? What's going on, man?
Is that DK Jones right there?
We lost the video.
Oh, we lost y'all.
We lost the video. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
What's going on, buddy? How
my
you doing?
brother?
So briefly, I told her that I know her, and I was picking my endorsements, and she proudly said, if you're not endorsing my ticket mates, you can, as much as I want your endorsement, I want you not to endorse me.
Exactly. That's
so
kind of
I said, I said, so I need you to tell me why I should endorse your and bring you on, and that's why I had them come on.
And I have Josh Gaccione behind me. He's also on the ticket with me.
Okay, great. Well, that whole ticket got our support.
So,
you ain't got to worry about
tell us a little bit. I want to hear a little bit for the people to hear a little bit about your.
Yeah. So let me just start with, first of all, when I first came on, I was first running. And this is when AJ, you had me come on to just talk about why I was running for mayor, first woman, first Latina, first African-American. I mean, all of it. And I told you that one thing I wanted to make sure of is that people who look like us have a place at the table. And I made good on that promise. I made sure that we had, people like Darryl Taylor here who served in corrections for 18 years and retired. I took him out of retirement. I said, we got to keep doing this work for our community. We've made a lot of strides in getting people on those important boards, like zoning and planning and the housing authority boards that was predominantly white. I think practically all white on the board, on the commissioners, to make sure that we have representation, for the people who look like us.
Right.
And we also have been working with, the police department. We have a new chief. We just swore in our new chief on Monday. And he's really interested in making sure that we increase the number of women in law enforcement. He went to a chiefs conference and, we've been talking about making sure that diversity and equity for women and people of color in our departments, DPW, police, is at the forefront. And he listened and he responded. He went to a conference. I don't know, Damon probably heard about this, 30 by 30. So by the year 2030, law enforcement is trying to get 30% of the workforce to be women. Right now, it's 12% and only 8% in leadership. And a lot of the studies show that a lack of women in law enforcement is a danger to society because there are a lot of statistics that show that people trust women more, that women are able to diffuse situations. And, we've seen what's been happening with our Black and brown boys, especially. And so, all of these initiatives that we're trying to accomplish, we're making it happen. And then just general stuff, making sure our roads are paved and our infrastructure is taken care of. And we have money coming in. So we just had more than $2 million coming in grants in just the 2 years that I've been there. Our bond rating for the village, our credit score is the highest it's ever been. And Black folk, we know everything about credit rating.
Exactly.
So we know.
Yeah, I live
We
in a
know
city
about
that
bad
doesn't have.
credit and we
I
know
live in a
about
city
good
that doesn't
credit.
have a credit rating. So yes, I know.
So we got good credit. We got good credit.
There
in,
you
in
go. That's
Tuckahoe.
what's up now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you know Daryl and Josh. Josh is a veteran. He served in Iraq and Afghanistan. He works at WCC, just working with students who have resource insecurity. So I'm gonna let him. People don't know Josh that well. You guys know Daryl a little bit better, but we'll start with Josh. And I'm sorry, we're in a spot where the Wi-Fi is shoddy, so I had to get on my phone. So sorry.
Okay.
I want to say one thing. This is why I love this sister right here. She is one of those roll up the sleeve sisters. She definitely just showed you she's not a diva. Even when she was talking, the camera wasn't on her; it was on her running mates.
Yes.
That tells you a lot. Like
Right. Absolutely.
Like, most people would be like,
Absolutely.
they got to be the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was speaking and she wasn't on camera. The camera was on her.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to bring that out. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, what's happening?
Not much. Thanks for having us on.
Oh, thanks for coming, man. We appreciate it.
So briefly, and we try to keep everything moving because we got other. I actually had somebody else I told they're in the waiting room waiting. So, why should we vote for you? Why should we? Who tell us everybody a little bit about yourself.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. Well, I was appointed to the board in April under Mayor Andino, and it's been such a great experience. Before I got on the board, I was a public servant. I've been a public servant since I've been on the board. And then after my time on the board, I'll continue to be a public servant. As someone who grew up with not a lot of resources, it's the work that I do is near and dear to my heart. Assisting students who are facing resource insecurity, kind of homelessness, hunger, domestic violence issues, these kind of things. So this is the work that I do every day. And the mayor asked me to, in the words of LeBron James, she asked me to bring those talents to Tuckahoe. So I did. And, it's been a lot of learning, but you're right. She is a roll up her sleeve sister and she's been a great role model. Daryl's been, like a big brother I never had, just kind of guiding me through the process here with everything. So it's been a real great experience.
Great. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And what branch of the armed forces did you serve?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I was in the Army. So I was about 50 pounds ago, I was a paratrooper. So I spent a little time in Afghanistan, a little time in Iraq.
Okay, great. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
you.
And so I see y'all two are familiar with each other, but I want you to introduce yourself to the world.
Yeah, I'm Daryl Taylor. So far I've done one term. This would be my second term. Lifetime resident of Tuckahoe. Lifetime of service here, born and raised here. I've basically spent pretty much all of my life giving back to the community. Coach youth sports, 3 different sports, a total of 25 years, over 500 kids. Volunteer for ECAP, which my mother is one of the 3 or 4 founding members, going all the way back to 1966. That's the Eastchester Community Action Program. I'm the liaison to the ECAP. I served on the board for 12 years. I'm liaison to the Tuckahoe Housing Authority. I used to live in the Tuckahoe Housing Authority. And we are doing important work helping the tenants. Anybody that knows about public housing knows there's a lot of issues. They don't have a lot of representation. But now, because of this mayor and this board, she made me the liaison, and we are getting them resources. We helped them form their tenants association that they went, I think, 3 years without. And we are making a clear difference there. I'm just somebody who literally cares about other people. DK knows me for over 20 years. I don't have spirit. And my mother raised me that to basically affect positive change in other people's lives. If you're not doing that, then I'm not really sure what you're doing, but that's what I'm raised. That's what I do. And I'm looking forward to continuing the work that we started. We've gotten many, many things done. We have more things coming. And with this mayor, her leadership, Amira's leadership, with the present board that we have, we're doing an awesome work in this village, getting a lot of things done. Our opponents are basically criticizing us for bringing in funds from our county, state, and federal officials. And to me, it makes absolutely no sense, because the more funding we bring in, the less money we have to get from taxes from the residents. And our job is to be responsible, fiscally responsible.
That's right.
That's
I
funny.
think we're awesome work.
That's funny that you're getting criticized for bringing in funds. I've been criticizing a whole lot of these elected officials for not bringing in no funds. So
Exactly. And that's politics, because it just so happens that the elected officials that we're getting it from are not in their party.
Right.
So they'd rather not bring in funds because they're not in their party, which is, makes no sense at all.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like I said, I was born and raised here. I love this village. Spent a lifetime kind of helping protect it, make sure that, the outside influences don't come in and try to take over. That happened in the 2016 elections. We started seeing MAGA parades and people coming down. The people don't even live here, coming down here with these flag hats, cursing people out and carrying on, and the crazy rhetoric. And it was brought to our local government and our campaigns. They started bringing a national rhetoric here, and it was getting out of hand. And I was like, no, that's not here, not here. So I felt that it was time to stand up and do what's right. And I made this mayor a promise that if she ran for mayor, I would run for trustee. And if you don't know by now, don't ever make a promise to her that you can't keep. But she called me out on it, and I was ready to answer the call.
Yes. Well, I'm thank you all for coming. I know that y'all were out campaigning and everything and the whole nine, and y'all stopped to come on here. I greatly appreciate it. And Black Westchester endorses you, and you'll see something official
Thank you guys
on the website.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
And Damon's Blacks and Law Enforcement.
And I will say this. You called me, AJ, and said, look, can we get you on? Because we want to endorse you, but we want to talk to you first. Right. Unlike today, we just got message that the Yonkers Times endorsed our opponents without so much as a conversation with us. So that just says a lot about their credibility as a quote unquote newspaper organization, that they would just endorse without giving any reason why. They just quoted. The actual quote was, we endorsed them because we liked their ideas, but never mentioned what one of those ideas were. We had a candidate forum. I'll give the mayor opponent mayor candidate, Scooter Scott, credit. He showed up, but the other two candidates did not show up for the trustee forum. So I want to know how you're endorsing candidates who won't even face the voters, face the residents, and answer basic questions about what they intend to do to make their lives better. But we all should. And Daryl had bronchitis for 2 weeks, and his sole job was trying to get better so he could be there to keep his word that he would be.
That's what's up. We got to go to our next guest, but I definitely
thank you guys so much.
Thank you for coming.
And I definitely told and what I said to the mayor was, well, you got my support. And she said, if I wasn't supporting the others, that she would take it. And I was like, yeah, but you're going to have to tell me why I should support them. And she brought them on. And
there you go.
You know what I'm saying? So, and lastly, when I wrote my book, I gave flowers to all the women. And this mayor right here was the first woman to say, but AJ, women need to give you your flowers too. And literally took me out to breakfast and brought me physical flowers. Like nobody had, so I just gave you your props for that, because I appreciate that, because those the only person who did that.
Men should get flowers too.
Yeah, so I appreciate that.
You guys have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Have a good night. Good luck.
All right, D.
All
right, my brother. Good seeing you, man.
And without further ado, we're going into our next brother, who was definitely patiently waiting, because he was supposed to go on at 7. This brother has been putting in work. He has been on People Before Politics when we was in the studio several times. He came on with the pastors when the pastors was being racially profiled. Rest in peace to what's my brother?
Pastor Hens.
Yeah, Pastor Hens from
Peace, Pastor Hens. Rest in peace to Reverend Weaver, my pastor.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
He was there for years, Reverend Weaver. I know him.
Yeah,
He was my
man. He
family,
met
yeah.
Reverend Weaver. My first marriage. He did my first one. He did my first one.
and before that, you were on much earlier. And I remember when you left Dr. Bob, Robert Baskerville, he said, yo, who's that young brother? Yo, we need more brothers like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows what he's talking about. He was like, basically, if you lost hope in the next generation, he was like, yo, you done brought back my hope for the next generation. That kind of thing. Like, that was the impression you left when you came on the show. And you've been out there, and as someone who's boots on the ground and out there, you've been side by side with me, speaking up on issues like the Jarrell Garris. You were out there, you know, and it could have been. Now, I give you credit because when you are running, and that wasn't your district one, but you're running, you could have pissed off some people and some voters who, you know, you're talking about holding their police department accountable. That could have been a little risky. You know, you get labeled anti-police and stuff like that, and you did not let the fact that you was a candidate and play it safe. You were out there very outspoken on what needed to be said as a young Black man, and I give you my hats off to you for that. And those are the reasons. Those are some of the reasons, and I've got to know you since then. Those are some of the reasons that Black Westchester endorses you, and Damon's Blacks and law enforcement endorses you. But I want to give a chance to people to know you a little bit that don't know you. So let me stop talking.
My name is Shane Osinloye. I'm running for District 4, by the way.
I said one twice. I know.
Yeah, I think in the article that you wrote, you have me as District 1. Please don't get people upset out here. Martha, I'm not coming for District.
Oh, yes. Shout out to Martha. Yes,
Martha
shout out to Martha Lopez.
Yes, I'm not running for District 1.
We definitely supported her. I mixed up my districts, Martha. That was my fault. Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, you know, honestly, that's like there's such a laundry list of the reasons why I decided to run, but just our community's disengagement with politics is one of those things. There's so many nuances to, like, you know, getting elected that we don't know about. And it's not just valuable for the person that's running. I'm not just doing this for me. I'm doing this so I could literally give the guidebook to other people who might want to run for other seats. You know what I mean?
Right.
You need to know the intricacies of this. But there's so many issues, even in my, you know, just in my district alone, that, I mean, local politics is life, you know, that's what's going to translate into your everyday life. So that's why, you know, I decided to run in the first place. Again, yeah, so my name is Shane Osinloye. I'm running for District 4 City Council here in New Rochelle. It's one of 7 seats. And I'm very excited for this election. I'm very excited for the future.
And you beat the incumbent in the primary.
Yes,
that needs to be said. No, that's a big deal. You beat an established incumbent who was in office.
And let me say too, you know, not that I discourage anybody from primarying people, but usually primarying is something that you want to do when somebody has done something critically wrong and they need to be replaced. That's the case. But honestly, at what point is negligence? What point is disengagement? At what point does that become the critically wrong thing? And one of the things that I care the most about here in New Rochelle is not just affordable housing, but being able to afford the housing, being able to have different housing inventory, being able to have options. And I said to myself, I'm trying to start my life here, you know, with I'm trying to start my family here. I went through New Rochelle schools. I want to be able to live here. I've seen so many of my friends have to leave to other states. Imagine this. Black people going to Texas to find a place in America because they can't find it in New York.
I was going
wrong.
It's no imagine, brother. I was looking at housing.
Right.
It's nothing to imagine about. Right. That's a real scenario.
Right. and you know, having friends that are on the council, having friends that are at different level of government in different elected positions and appointed positions, I'm you know, finding out about how a lot of like votes are going and discussions are being had behind closed doors or not being had. And I said, you know what, I could spend the next 4 years advocating to somebody that's never had a history of listening to anyone, or I can send them home and not have to advocate. I know exactly what my District 4 City Council person is going to do if it's me on November 7th. You know what I mean? I know what I'm going to fight for. And it's going to be the things that we've been fighting for. Economic development for all communities, not just a few. Right. Economic, housing opportunity,
Right.
Workforce housing, bringing people home. You know, we have so many teachers, we have so many firefighters, so many police officers that can't and don't live in New Rochelle.
Exactly.
Just because we don't have the housing inventory. So many of them do. They've told me, you know, I really was looking for a place, could not find anything. You know, some people don't want the single family home life. So they're looking for like co-ops and condos and things like that. We have no diversity in our inventory. And that's just the beginning of the journey. That's the discussion that was the largest in the primary. And then there's the environmental discussion. How are we bringing?
He's been very active in environmental, Damon. Working with Raya, the whole solar and environmental and all of that.
Good.
And I've seen him doing the work. You know, I've been to a couple of things that he's done, so I can speak for that. I also wanted to say the reason I'm supporting you two young brothers, the brother that we had on before, he didn't just come on and leave. He's sitting here posting Shane for New Road. Like he support, you know what I'm saying? He's sitting there in support of you.
Right.
You know, a lot of times people come and they do their interview part, they break out. You know what I'm saying? He stick around and now he's supporting you right now while you talking.
What we do.
And that's what we do.
We gotta hold each other down.
That's what I like to see. That's what
here's another issue, and I'm gonna hand it to that brother. You know, Kwamain Dixon. That's who's in the chat.
Yes.
Kwamain Dixon and I, we were a part of the team that co-founded not one but two PTSAs for New Rochelle. One for the Huguenot Academy, which is the alternative school of the New Rochelle school system at the high school level. You know, giving people that extra space, giving them those extra opportunities, because the factory schooling model is not the greatest model in the world. We need to start looking for alternatives. We need to support Huguenot Academy. Please join Huguenot Academy. You can join the PTA even if you don't live in their district or have kids in the system. You could join. It's a parent teacher PTSA, Parent Teacher Student Association. You could still join as a community member. We need to make it PTAC. You see what I mean? So like, join please. There's also the Lincoln PTSA. You know about the Lincoln Elementary School in New Rochelle, where we had the court case. Instead of desegregating the school, get this, they just shut it down.
Really?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what we were talking about. Level in Lincoln. My aunt and uncles went to that school.
Diversifying,
you know, and they were telling me, and then they had to be bused somewhere else. They leveled the school, and now it's Lincoln Park. Where Lincoln Park is,
we got a new basketball court. How much of a trope is that? You see what I mean?
Wow.
And if you read the Some of Us by, I think that's Heather McGee, she talks about how, you know, down south, instead of diversifying a pool or desegregating a pool, they'll pave it over.
Right. That's right.
Desegregating a community, they'll turn the community into a park. You see what I mean? Even you can look at Central Park, and that's another thing that we're dealing with in New Rochelle. We have the Link project that I want to put my thumb on the scale for. There are places where in America, through urban renewal, through the Interstate Highway Act, there are times in America where we've had ownership. We've had diverse communities. We've had business ownership. And it was literally, I'm not saying this figuratively, this is not some colloquialism. They have literally paved over our success.
Absolutely.
We're sitting with Memorial Highway here.
Which was separated. I was going to say that. Memorial Highway is another thing,
They want to put a park on top of it right now. I'm like, no, there were 63 homes there. Some of them were multi-family homes. We also had businesses there that's around the corner from the school that was leveled for a basketball court.
Wow, they just took the whole community.
Right. Took out the whole community. If you want to put anything there, you have to replace that housing. and you have to do it with interest. I'm not interested in 63 units. I want 630 units of home ownership opportunity.
No, that's great, brother. I mean, they've done that to black people all throughout Westchester. They did it to black people in Greenburgh on 119, where you have the mall and all those was black homes.
Right. And
right?
we're even in 2023, we have to bring those things to light.
Exactly.
And the most, I try to relate it to the most famous cases. So even here in New York, you know about Seneca Village, that was was where now Central Park is.
Exactly. It's
and
a
they
black
paved
community.
over that village literally to put a park on top of it.
Exactly.
If you paved over homes and it's now Memorial Highway, and you want to put a park there instead of replacing the community that was there, how's that any different than Seneca Village? If at the end of the day, I end up with a park where I used to rest my head, where children and families used to rest their head, how's that any different from Seneca Village? No, we need to unwind this injustice. That's just one example.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, and you know, brother, I'm glad that you on point and you're on your post in New Rochelle. And whatever happens with the election, brother, keep putting a foot to their neck and dealing with this issue, because I've been saying for a long time, this is up south.
Yeah.
Westchester County is up south. It's just as wicked and racist as living down south, and how they treat black people. And we need brothers like you. We need sisters like you. We need our black elected officials to open their mouth up and push back. We have to push back, brother.
I'm gonna add to that. I'm actually smiling right now because of you calling that out. I actually know somebody that's at the county level of government right now, and they said, you know, if I could write it, I did not. This was not a part of the conversation. We were just talking about our city charter here in Rochelle, and they volunteered to me, you know, yeah, we need to look at the charter. And honestly, if I could write a book about racism in Westchester, I was like, whoa. That was not the topic of conversation.
Hey, no, brother. You like, know what you do? You know what you do? You go to the New Rochelle Public Library and get the African American Advisory. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have AJ just send you the link. We ended up finding it. A friend gave it to me back in the 90s, and you know, as you move, you lose things. But you get that report. It is the African American Advisory Board report to then in 1992 to then County Executive Andrew O'Rourke, who was a Republican. Nothing has changed. Everything that's in that report, they predicted to come because on what, and you're going to be amazed. You're going to be amazed, brother, how everything that they said came true in that report. So, you know, get that report, use that as a foundation, man, because
I'll be amazed, but I won't be surprised.
It addresses everything.
Let me amplify something that you said to me as well, too. Again, this is supposed to be a template. I don't have any interest spending my life keeping my foot on the necks of racist people. Just send them home.
Exactly.
Send them home. Starve racism to death.
Exactly.
Starve sexism to death. Starve all of those isms to death.
Exactly.
Send them home. No more elected official. No more government contract. Just go home. Go and do whatever it is that you want to do that you think you don't need. You don't need the system, right? We're all contributing to it. You don't need our communities. Go home forever and never come back. We have to send them home. And this is absolutely for it. I'm going to give you my election just for an example, because I come out of analytics, so everything for me is a model. Here's the model for an election. You have to know who your district leaders are in your community. This is just for the example for the structure that we have. You have to be prepared for the first convention for the Democratic Committee, whatever municipality you're going for. You need to make sure that you get the party endorsement. You need to then make sure that you file your paperwork with the state, your election paperwork. You need to make sure that you get on the ballot. So that's knocking on doors to get to signatures. You didn't hear me say vote yet.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
you have to make sure that you get on the ballot to get signatures. You have to then make sure you have, your campaign manager, your treasurer. Then you have to win your primary. Then you have to win the general election. So even you voting, I had to tell so many people the primary is just as important as the general election because it
Exactly.
sets you up for who you're going to be voting for. You don't need
Exactly.
to vote for the lesser of two evils. Go to your convention, become a district leader. People tell you to become a district leader. They don't tell you why. You're going to determine who your elected official is going to be at the convention level.
Right. We have to teach our people.
They ain't going to talk about this in school. You're never going to hear this in school.
No, they're not. And
Yeah,
we
real quick,
don't
real
often
quick,
teach our
real
people
quick.
the political process.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Real quick, Damon, could you repeat? Two people are asking what year was the report? Say the year and the name of the report again.
It's the African American Advisory Board report to Andrew O'Rourke. And the year is 1992. Let me see if I could bring it up. I'm gonna try to put it in the group because we found it, and it's funny because we ended up finding it in the New Rochelle library.
Dr. Bob. Yeah, Dr. Bob.
Dr. Bob. And then we made a whole bunch of copies.
One of my field generals is going to be out at the library tomorrow, so I'm going to try to get a copy. I'm going to try to get my hands on it.
I'm going to try to put it in the group right now.
And when you go to the library, get a copy of the Black Westchester sitting in there with Pearl Quarles on the cover. Make sure you get your Black Westchester.
Let me see, somewhere in here.
And listen, I want to thank you abundantly for your endorsement. I appreciate the work that you do. AJ, I see you everywhere, man. I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm so proud to know you. Like, and I, you always have the energy. You always have the insight. You always have, the patience. Because I know you want to go ham with some of the stories that you hear. Like, oh man, I got to sit on that for a second.
Yeah.
Like,
this is 9 years of learning because when it first started, I used to go ham right from the day one. And sometimes you got to wait, you got to sit, you got to, be strategic when you,
But,
So Kwamain said real quick, he said, wow, I'm on the New Rochelle African American Advisory Board. And I never heard of that report.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of people haven't heard about it, unfortunately, but
and it's in your library. And it's in your the one place we was able to find it was your library.
Yeah. I had a copy years ago and I lost it.
But it ain't online. They buried it.
Let me see.
They want people to get their hands on that. No, but
I put it in the YouTube. How do you put it in the?
That is the link. But it's showing. It's coming from YouTube.
Okay.
We're streaming on YouTube. So it just shows.
But is it in the Facebook link? Is it in the Facebook? Because everybody's commenting on Facebook.
Let me see.
Because it says it says it's coming up in YouTube. I want to make sure it's in Facebook.
I see the chat now.
Comments.
Listen, I definitely want to let you know. We answer questions too.
No, actually, it didn't. So let me.
Let me send it to you, AJ.
Yeah, send it, and I'll put it in. I'll put it directly in the group.
Yeah, for some reason I can't put it in. Yeah, definitely read that, man. It goes into so much information. It's just amazing, how we didn't go. It's just amazing how we ain't going nowhere, man.
And one of the reasons I wanted to have, on top of supporting both of y'all, I know y'all individually, you know what I'm saying? And I've worked with y'all and I've stood, boots on the ground on the side of y'all on some of this stuff. But, Black Westchester has to show young Black men doing the damn thing. You might not see it anywhere else. It's our responsibility to highlight young Black people doing the damn thing because our community needs to see it. Our youth needs to see it. And sometimes even our elders need to see that there are young people out there, y'all, the knock on us, all young Black men your age, thugs and this, that, and the other, and you got your pants sagging, showing your ass and all that. That's not. There's a lot of y'all that are not like that. You know what I'm saying? And we have to change the narrative, because they won't do it. So we have to change that narrative, and I have to showcase individuals like y'all. So
I wanna send a shout out with that, you know, representation matters. I want to send a shout out to my Congressman Jamal Bowman, because he shows up. You know what I mean? He shows up, he comes with information, he stands on his principles. But you know, I would say that a really good example of leadership is right there. You know what I mean? Kwamain, you know, fighting against party politics, fighting through, you know, community politics, you know, just still going for it. Like, we need more of that energy, because at the end of the day, if we don't fight for our community, absolutely nobody else will. And the fight that we've had for decades, the energy we've kept up, the movements that we've had, other communities have been using them as a template.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they
and some of them you need to teach them, because a lot of them don't get it. And we need strong Black men. We need uncompromising Black men. My problem always have been with the Democratic Party, locally and statewide and some national, that we don't have uncompromising Black men. We have to be Black men before we're politicians. We have to walk in the room as Black men, bringing that struggle on our shoulders, you know, instead of playing politics, man.
I just received it. Oh, sorry.
No, you know, and brother, thank you, you know, and thank the other brother for bringing that spirit, you know, back to politics, or bringing that spirit into the politics arena to change the aura and change how things going.
Thank
you.
you.
Whatever we could do, brother, from Black Westchester, whatever AJ or myself can do personally to support you, and you know, and keep the wolves off you when you get in there.
That's it
right there.
Man.
That's what I said.
I ain't got no problem calling it for what it is, man. I ain't got no problem.
That's what we said when Bowman got in. I said we need to keep him surrounded and prayed up, because you know we got to keep him protected, and we got to protect him.
But he got to leave them fire alarms alone.
Yeah, he got to leave. But
he's the principal.
We can't defend him.
Right. He's the principal. Right. But I say that with my younger brothers, and I just got a text message from a Dr. Betty Campbell. We had her on. She is a News Show resident. She's the commissioner of jurors. I didn't know there was, until I met her. I didn't know there was that. She's in my book. She said, "Excellent program tonight. #New Row. I need to connect with the young man speaking right now, so I'm going to connect you to y'all."
Oh, please, yeah.
Yes.
Listen, my phone number, my email address, everything goes to my phone. Everything is public. If I don't want a phone call, I'm just gonna put it on silent.
No, she's watching now. She just watched me. She texted me though. She was
please. And you know, even thinking about the judicial system, I want to give a shout out to our former City Council District 3 council person, who's now a judge. I wanted to give a shout out to Jared Rice, because his Opportunity Youth program is doing incredible work. I've seen it live. I've seen how he's brought communities, plural, together to really push, you know, young people to do better for themselves, to not throw away young people once one mistake is made. And I think he's incredible. Judge, I owe you a phone call, because I definitely want to be a mentor to one of your mentees. Let me know. I'm gonna shoot you that phone call now that I'm thinking about it. But I just want to shout him out, because he's just another example. We exist. You know, you guys are an example for me. You guys have put this organization together in an amazing way, and I've seen it. All of these things they compile, they've emboldened us to take our politics forward, take our platform forward. And just like you said, the wolves are going to come. Elliot Engel, I don't dislike Elliot Engel. We were actually getting closer around the time that Jamal Bowman sent him home. But
right.
But no one challenged Elliot Engel for a very long time.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it for 31 years.
But as soon as we get the young Black gentleman in the congressional seat, all of a sudden, everybody can be found, not just Republican opponents, but to primary him from our own party. No one's challenged the gentleman that I defeated in the primary for a very long time. I don't think he's had competition since 2011, if I'm getting that right.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, I have a Republican opponent. It's very strange. A Republican opponent, by the way, whose first vote, like, I mean, for an elected official, her first vote was in 2019. I've been voting all my life since I turned 18. You see what I mean? It's just weird. Yeah. It's just very strange how they find people. Mondaire, who was unseated up in his congressional district, by a party leader. It's so strange how these things happen.
And he replaced somebody who was also there for 31 years, who hadn't been, who might still be there if she didn't retire. She retired.
But you know what was amazing? That the 16th and 17th district had black men. And the party was mad. Like it blew my mind. Like I said,
why are you saying it in the past tense? I don't understand. Why are you saying it?
Why are you saying it in the past
tense? Exactly. Thank you, my brother, for correcting me. They're still mad. But we made history at that point. And it was a beautiful moment, but the moment was soured when you really, after the election day, and you really looked around, and the party was upset that we had two black men, and we had two black men that stood on principle. One, and it was like we had Martin and Malcolm in the same right next to each other, and they wanted to destroy that.
Right.
They wanted to destroy that, and I will never forget.
Controversial, you mind? I'm gonna say something controversial. I'm gonna say something controversial, if you don't mind. I'm 37 years old. I would say, politics is my sport. I've always cared about politics. For most of my life, term limits in my mind were the answer to these things. But I've seen people keep their seat for decades and do the work for decades. So I've seen it.
Exactly.
I'm gonna give that as a part one. And part two is we do have term limits. They're called elections.
Excellent. Absolutely.
That's what Ernie Davis told us in Mount Vernon.
Right.
When we told him we need term limits, he said we did have term limits. When they were tired of me, they voted me out.
Right. That's exactly it. We need to put more people in position to step up, because then we can go. Right. When you get into interacting with other people's campaigns, you learn that having a local campaign, even a hyper local city council race in one city, right? All of that goes to support the larger campaigns. We go out, we don't just door knock for ourselves, we door knock for other candidates as well.
Right.
We also advocate for a variety of issues. We've only really talked about housing and environment. There's also community health. There's also getting youth engaged. And when I say getting youth engaged, I don't mean in any menial way. I don't just want to sit them down in a chair, strap them tight to a chair, and have them watch a history video. I want to teach young people how to get government contracts. Like we need to talk about real things. If we could have like a community, like a youth police program where they sit down with the police, we need to have that same program that they're sitting down with hedge fund managers. We need to have that same program and they're sitting down with commodities traders. We need to have those same programs, and they're sitting down with the people that are not just laying the cement in the ground, but they're getting the material that gets laid down. You see what I mean? There's so many parts of the thing, and we have a very consumptive mindset. We have to have a more productive mindset. I don't mean that we're not productive now as in hard working.
Right.
I mean productivity as in we're the ones that get the contract. We're the ones that are holding the organization. We're the ones that get the green light. We're the ones, not just the employees, the ones getting the jobs. We're the ones giving the jobs. We're the employers. We're giving out the subcontracts. We have to get to that position.
We need to.
But we need
to stop
somebody
being.
that has eyes on the inside for that.
We need to be the producers and not stop being just the consumers.
Exactly.
And all of this racism and all of these things, they thrive on that. Like the system is created to keep us as consumers so we can continue to support them staying in power. I mean, that's basically what happens. Once
and look, they even utilize,
huh?
No, I was just going to say, in agreement with what you're saying, they even utilize some of the things that we advocate for and secure. They exploit the things that we fight for to get even more money on top of that. So we have the MWBE state program. And right here in New Rochelle, we had a literal, again, this is not hyperbole, we had a literal mob boss have a subcontractor that was a women-owned business from some lady in Eastchester, and they got indicted for her not actually fulfilling the contract. It was just so that they could say that they got enough minority and women-owned businesses participating in procurement. We need somebody to deconstruct that and really lean on that and say that can't happen again. You can't. We gotta be
careful with that minority women business thing, because white women are a minority. Right. And they soak up a lot of that, and we don't get those things. And no disrespect to white women, but
not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
It's going back to the same household.
Black people, Hispanic people, we don't get that. Right. You know, 'cause they consume, and you check the list because they're women owned. So you've checked the list.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my nonprofit as well, urbanlegacy.org. One of the first questions we had one of our state officials on for one of our first programs ever. And I was very proud that one of the first topics of conversation that we had was the disparity in contracting rates between communities, because you'll end up with, and I brought it up exactly, when you look at New York State contracts, only 1% of the contracts are going to minority, Black-owned businesses, Hispanic-owned businesses. You might get 2% here and there. They're usually below 1%. The vast majority of the rest of the contracts were going to white women, which was, again, going back to the same households that were getting the contracts and had exclusive rights to the contracts in the first place. It's not like we don't want white women to do well, but their 80 cents on the dollar doesn't really compare to our 60 cents on the dollar that are being earned by white men. You see what I mean? So we need somebody with that mindset. And believe it or not, I get a lot of support from all of the communities in my district. I have a very diverse district, 30% white, 30% Black, 30% Hispanic, 7.8% Asian. You know, we have a very, very diverse district here. In our white community, they're doctors, they're contractors, they're lawyers, they're principals and organizations. And they're like, yes, we need more diversity. We've been dying for more diversity. We don't want to drop programs like affirmative action or anything like that. We want to put more people in the pipeline. Actually, I apologize to Raya Salter. We need to put more people in the vine, because the vine gives life. A pipeline pumps death. Sorry. We need to put more people in the vine. And we're looking for this is my white community coming to me with this. We want to put more people into power. We want to have more diversity. When we get more diversity, we make better decisions, and we don't get our whole company canceled because we were tone deaf to whatever your community was feeling when we were selling something or when we were going in and building something. You see what I mean? Right. Diversity is not unattractive to people, and it's not what do they say? Get woke, go broke. It's not that. They know that there's profit for all of us. A high tide lifts all ships. There's a way for all of us to come together so that we have these things. And we have to make sure that the people that don't want us to be together don't dismantle our work in the meantime and literally pave over it. That's the danger.
Well, some of the people that integration passed, not because it was the right thing to do. They were seeing our spending dollars and how we were supporting ourselves and how some of them were struggling, and they needed our money so they could survive. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, first they didn't want to have nothing to do with us until they saw our spending power. Then they needed our money. Then we had integration. You know what I'm saying? That was to get our money, but it was to kill all our businesses as well too. You know what I'm saying? Because they wanted that money for themselves.
Here's a good example of that. If you look at the Great Migration, there were actually southern cities that were trying to pass laws or write incentives into newspapers for Black Americans to stay where they were, or at least stay in the state, because they were losing their labor force. They were losing newly thriving communities. They were losing builders. Like they were tradesmen. They weren't, we have service jobs now. They had hard labor jobs then that were beginning to pay very well, especially as unions increased in power, as they should. And we need to protect our unions as well. But we had communities of people that the deep South was trying to retain because they were losing their power in their workforce and in their productivity. There's no better example than that in American history. Absolutely. Besides them fighting a war to keep slavery around. Besides that. You have both you and Kwamain have made me proud and have just proved the things that I'm saying, like why, when I say I'm endorsed, like y'all just showed the people who y'all are. And again, we need to highlight our young brothers. I wish y'all well. You already know when you call, if I can, I'm there, no matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? Beyond the election, if you call and there's an issue, I'm there if I can be there. And absolutely. Listen, we need to, I'm sorry, I want to bring up, we need to talk about Oasis Center too.
Okay.
There are things that are long overdue to be repaired here in New Rochelle that we need to put our thumb on the scale for.
Absolutely. You just let me know. And in closing, tell everybody how they can reach you, how they social media, how they can support you, whatever.
Listen, anybody listening to your program, we're friends. So 914-227-3923. That's my cell phone number. You can also email me at my campaign, Shane4neuro.com. Shane, the number 4neuro.com. Check me out. You can find me on AJ's page. We're friends. Find me on Instagram. It's at Shane4neuro. And look up urbanlegacy.org as well. Urban Legacy Ltd on Instagram. That's the nonprofit that I run. But we've been out here. We've been doing the hard work, and we're just, this is just another step to getting more done for our community in a more sustainable way for a longer period of time.
Absolutely. Thank you, my brother. Like I said, you call me when you need me. I'm there. Keep doing what you're doing. I've seen you grow from what was it, Big Viv's that's the first time I met you.
Yes.
Yeah. From working with that to everything I've seen since then, and I like what I see, and y'all two are the future of
that's right. Thank you, brother.
Whatever this is, whatever this looks like, I'll be 58 in February. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are the future of this. I ain't gonna be 80 years old out there like that. So y'all the future. You know what I'm saying?
I'm already looking for young people that we can elevate as well, because
and that's the thing.
Have the right idea. They just need the insight.
And that's what I was saying. And what I want you said we inspired you a little bit. The best thing you could do, both of y'all could do for us, is to pay it forward.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Raya. You mentioned Raya. Shout out to the Climate Auntie, big supporter. And
shout out to Paul Crescendo as well.
Shout out to Paul, a big supporter. Alliance. Yeah, big supporter. And shout out
to Dwayne Norris from Soulful Synergy.
Right.
Teaching people trades.
Shout out to Jared Rice. He's my younger brother Mike. They the same age, so I've seen him, grow as well, and I'm proud of what I see with him as well. So shout out to LaShawn and Sugar Plum too. So
shout out to LaShawn Williams. She was feeding early in the pandemic for the first several months. I mean, she kept it going. She has her restaurant.
When the neighborhood didn't support her. When the neighborhood didn't support her, she was feeding the neighborhood.
She was feeding the neighborhood
during COVID.
Sending us with plates in our cars to drop off at the doors of elderly people that could not ambulate. We were bringing it to them. So shout out to LaShawn Williams at Sugar Plums all day.
Right.
Yeah.
No doubt. With that, my brother, we out. I got you out. Y'all get something official on the website saying, your endorsement. But
thank you. For District 4.
I got you. I got you now. You know?
Make sure we got the right district.
Right.
Good luck, my brother.
Don't
If
get
you
me
ever
in
need
trouble.
call, man.
Right. Shout out to Martha Lopez. That was my mistake.
Shout out to Martha Lopez.
That same mistake. Because we support Martha. We supported Martha since she's been around since day one.
She's amazing.
She always comes up. She's doing great work at the county too.
Yes,
she's doing great work at the county too with the MBE thing. She's
MWBE certification.
I think she has something to do with that up there on the county level. Yeah. All right, my brother.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Thank you for having me on.
And when you win, please use this as your platform.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've got you in my prayers, my brother.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, man.
Peace.
Thank you.
No doubt.
Have a good night, you guys.
Yes.
Hey, AJ, for the ladies, man. And for the ladies, I'm gonna because I want to make sure the ladies, because we have a lot of women that watch, right? So I'm gonna give them one more so they could go get their man.
You're balling on the budget?
Yeah, balling on the budget. You know.
Oh no! Listen, I was listening to your conversation about the fragrances. Fragrances are life.
That's what he can do another one. Yeah.
Look, shout out to Al McCutcheon. He's a teacher here in Rochelle as well. And
yes.
He's another amazing brother. That's a great.
Shout out to Al. Yes.
He put me on to Egyptian vanilla. Whoa.
Egyptian vanilla.
Oh my God. I love it. It's one of the best fragrances I've ever seen. It's warm, sugary.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Creates
I gotta check it out.
Amazing. Oils
I'm gonna start doing a whole balling on the budget, man. That you could get top notch.
I can get in on that. Let me know.
Under $40. Under $40. You under $40, man. Under $40.
We got to put each other together. We got to help each other out. That's all.
Exactly.
No doubt.
Exactly.
Have a good night,
you, man. You got it,
my brother.
You know, but for the ladies that are watching that, I want to give y'all one more. Christmas. Listen, man, we almost in November, and y'all got to start getting some gifts for your main man, your husband, the guy in your life. I'm not even gonna. And the guy.
I'll be right back. Keep going. I'll be right back. Keep going.
Whether it's your son, your uncle, your father, but these are great colognes. And as I said, once a week I'm going to do Ball in the Budget on Damon K. Jones on YouTube. But this one here, this is another one that side pieces and sneaky links. Exactly. I didn't want to say that, D. I didn't want to say it. But yeah, look, when you spending under $40, you could get the side piece and sneaky links, some of these colognes. So this is Armoff Radical. It's called Armoff Radical Brown. And this is under $40. This is another one under $40. And it's amber, tobacco, warm, spicy, cinnamon sweet, fresh spicy, woody, aromatic, and smoky. This is another great, this is another great winter scent. And to me, it like leaves that woody and cinnamon and the spicy. It's almost like a chocolatey smell, like a chocolatey smell. And the projection, the big projection is 2 hours when you first put it on. For the first 2 hours, I like beast mode. And when we say we like beast mode, I like the colognes that when I walk into the room, I knock all the colognes and perfumes out the box. Y'all gonna know I'm there. You're gonna smell me. You're gonna smell me when I walk into the room. So this one, yes, D, and I'm gonna do a lot of great ones for. I'm gonna do a lot of great ones that you're gonna be like, oh my God, I gotta have all of them. And and they all going to be cheap. They all going to be under $50, guaranteed. All going to be under $50. Like I'm going to show y'all ones that if you like Baccarat 540, you won't even pay $300 for it. You'll get the one that I'm telling you. Just it's the same DNA, but a little bit different notes. But unless you a perfume and cologne connoisseur, you ain't gonna know the difference, because this ain't like clothes. You're wearing the smell, right? Ain't no label on a smell. So let's not get crazy. I bought my wife. What's the name of it? One. I bought my wife one, and it smelled better than Baccarat 540.
Now, I just want to say and shout to his wife, if Damon come home without a name brand thing and it ain't official, he getting sent right back out the door. So,
Exactly.
So if she like it, that says a whole lot. Like, no, I'm real
Right.
talk. That says
Right.
a lot.
Right. It's Amber Oud, the Ruby edition. It's called Amber Oud, the Ruby edition. That one's about $60, and it's the same DNA as Baccarat 540, but to me it's stronger. She put it on today, and we drove from my house all the way to I dropped her off at the Palisades Mall from Middletown. And on the way back, I could still smell her in the car. Halfway back home, I could still smell her in the car. And that's the scent bubble. Like this does a scent bubble for about 2 hours. Yeah. This is good. This does a scent bubble for about 2 hours. And then after that, it's gonna last on your skin between 6, 7, and 8, depending on skin. We all different, but the most is about 8 hours. 8 hours on this one. And if you go to Amazon, if you go to Amazon, it's $37 on Amazon.
Yo, remember, it reminds me of a joke. Remember, what's happening? Raj had this new cologne, and he was like, yo, and Rerun had the same cologne. He said, don't smell like mine. He said, yeah, because I took a shower first.
Exactly. Exactly.
I just reminded, I don't know what made me think of that just now.
Exactly. But I'm gonna be doing more every week, and I'm gonna have them and I'm gonna post it. And it's called Balling on the Budget, smelling good and paying less. And I might just do articles on it too, because
Balling on the Budget is my theme song. So
because I think like I've made money, right? I made over $200,000 a year, and I've spent $300-400 on colognes. Is it worth it? No. Not really. It's nice to have, it show, but when you could find something that smells good, that's cheap, and that's quality, that I'm definitely promoting it. Yeah, absolutely. But a lot of these Shanes are oil-based too. They got oil in them, and they're beast mode. I don't wear nothing. Let me tell you something. I'm not wearing no cologne that don't last at least 7 hours. I'm not wearing it. If the reviews say it's a 4-hour cologne, I'm not doing it. It has to at least, I want to go to bed and wake up and still smell it on me. Or the next day still smell it on my clothes. Because like I said, when I walk into the room, I want that scent bubble around 2 feet that everybody that's around me is gonna be like, who's that? I went to the lawyer the other day and I wore, which one did I wear? I don't even think I got it down. It's upstairs. And I wore a different one. And the lady was sitting there. She said, I smell something real, smell like fresh laundry. I smell like fresh laundry. Do y'all smell that? It's like powdery laundry. I started laughing. I just started laughing because I know it was me, because I know I was killing it, because That's all I wear. Big scent bubble. Walk into the joint, big scent bubble. So definitely, this is $37, ladies. Definitely hop on it. She said, you should do Ball on the Budget show. And yes, alls are great as well. But can you do a show and let people know where to purchase different? Yeah. This one you could get on Amazon. Let me tell you, the majority of them that I have, you could get on Amazon. The majority, I didn't know Amazon was rocking like that. But the majority of them that I have, after researching and figure out which ones I want to buy, you could definitely get on Amazon. And there's other ones, fragrance.net, and then there's Triple Traders. There's different in the links I will have where you could get these colognes at. But definitely you could get them from Amazon too.
If people are spending money on it, Amazon got it. That's what Amazon. If Amazon find out you spending money on it, and people, they got it.
Yeah. And
if they can't get it, then they'll buy the company.
and this is another joint. This is Armand Club de Nuit, Untold. This is same DNA as Baccarat 540, but it is it's a little more on the masculine side. It's a little more on the masculine side, but blow you out the room. Ain't nobody. I wear this into a joint. Ain't nobody messing with me. I'm coming in there. Boom! Guess who stepped in the room? And y'all gonna smell me, and I'm gonna smell good. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna smell good. And all your brothers who like Creed Aventus, which is $350. All the different creeds. Here's another one. Sinlage. I'm going to do all the reviews on it, so people will know.
We'll give it to them all right now.
Yeah. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm just feeding them and getting them hyped up into it. But definitely this one is a go-getter. This one's definitely a go-getter, and especially y'all ladies, y'all got young men that are getting up on the age of smelling good and representing themselves and building their brand. You know, definitely get them these colognes. You know, it's worth the money. You're not breaking the bank. I understand not everybody makes six figures. We get that. You know, and that's why I'm doing the show, because, you know, you could represent yourself, you know, without breaking yourself and trying to impress people. You could still have good quality product without spending a lot of money. So that's my goal.
Coming to the end of the show, this has been part one, of the two-part pre-election coverage show. Next week, we will be back with some more candidates that we're endorsing, talking about some of the key races, some of the interviews I'm going to do during the week. I'll talk about that. And hopefully you will make more informed decisions when you go to the ballot box and not just vote row A all the way, or vote for somebody because your friend's voting for them or something like that. You know a little bit more when you go to the ballot box. Again, don't forget, this Thursday, the NAACP Mount Vernon chapter is having their membership gala at Green Tree Country Club. If you still want to buy tickets, if you still need a ticket, hit me. You know how to reach me, social media, or inbox me, or email me, Mr. AJ Woodson, as you see it right there, at gmail.com. And also, get your, I'm finishing up the book, pre-order your autograph copy now. Hit me. I'll give you the link and everything. Pre-order your autograph copy now. We got our own thing, a look at hip hop from the 914. I'm putting a lot of work into this one, and I think y'all gonna like it. So make sure y'all get your autograph copy. Pre-order your autograph copy. With that said, that's it. We out, D. We out. Unless you got some last. I'm sorry.
No. Just tune in tomorrow, 8:00.
Tomorrow, yes.
Tune in tomorrow, 8:00. Damon K. Jones, the Monday Mindset at 8 p.m. We're going to talk about part 2, the power within. Mastering Yourself to Build Power. It's part 2. It's going to be about a 3-4 part series. And it's at 8 p.m. on YouTube. So check it out.
If you watch this will be on blackwestchester.com in about an hour or so. If you watched it, you like what you saw, share it. Bring awareness to what's going on. Sabomi said hello from Dubai.
Hey sis, what's happening?
What's going on?
I saw the pictures. I hope you have fun. Hope you're having fun.
Yeah, tell Lisa Marie call me when she get back in town so we can do her interview. Couldn't reach her over the weekend because she out there with you and her phone going to her job, so I couldn't reach her. But yeah, that's it, yo. We until next week, man. We out. Where's the outro joint? Here we go. Till next week, we out. Peace.
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not